Let's open up these boozy tea, hard tea, half lemonade by Barntown.
Which is my favorite brewery in Iowa at this point.
Oh, I think they are. I'm always going to be kosher to Toppling Goliath. Or is that kosher is the right word? I don't know if kosher is the right word. But I'm always going to favorable to Toppling Goliath. But Barntown just keeps putting out crazy shit.
So when Barntown puts out a flavor that seems wild, they nail it every time.
Which is insane. They put out a PB&J.
Perfect.
It's what it is.
Yep.
I don't want a PB&J
drink,
but it is what it is.
Yeah, I don't need a PB&J beer, but if ever I was to want one, I'd want Barntown. And it would be. So this is boozy tea. It's hard tea, half lemonade.
We love Arnold Palmer's.
Yes.
So I'm curious. Cheers.
It's a beer version, yeah.
I'm curious to try this boozy tea.
Ooh. Pretty fucking good.
Wow. There's a lot going on. It tastes like fresh.
It
just
does.
like fresh green tea.
Yeah.
With there's like
because to me it's like sun tea.
Yeah, there's a freshness of like, you know, the lemonade.
No, like it does not taste old. It does not taste canned.
God damn it, dude. This is dangerous. This feels like something I drink at work.
Well, hey, it feels like something I drink on a moist Monday.
We love a moist Monday.
Hit it.
Well,
hit it.
Okay, I'll hit it. Oh my God, I'll hit it. Wrong button.
Yep. Still wrong. Watching Twilight, I mean, it's Twilight Zone or Creepshow or like
it's like one of those, like, you know, where it's like,
because I love watching through all, because I've seen, I think, most of the original Twilight Zones because I got super into them a couple years ago.
Twilight Zone. I would love to revisit it.
They hold
even
up.
though I don't like spooky stuff. Twilight Zone, I think, is right on the edge where it's not quite as spooky, but
especially
it's still,
if you watch the older ones.
Yeah, the older ones are
which
like
hold up.
They're more mental and
because a lot of times it's just a reflection of like the humans in this scenario.
I mean, same with like Tales from the Crypt, but that's kind of more. I guess that one's kind of more.
I forget how many
spooky.
there are.
There's so many of that style, which was so cool because it's kind of
anthologies.
I mean, but started off in comic books.
Yeah,
I mean, it's kind of a ties to
Tales from the Crypt does. Yeah,
the first part of this episode.
Well, stop calling it a part. It's another episode.
It's another episode.
We're just recording them both.
It's a continuation, which usually we record two. I mean, it's been a while since we record two.
Yeah.
But this is one where we record two and we're admitting we're recording two and they come back to back.
Because we're wearing the same outfit and I did not reset our display.
Well, and we're talking about the same topic, kind of.
In general, yeah.
We're moving on to New Year's Eve. Happy New Year's, everybody. By now, you're deep into January.
But when we're recording this, it is January 2nd.
Yes.
Good Lord.
Hopefully, all of you are fulfilling or continuing your New Year's resolutions. Yeah. You're having a great freaking January.
Did you have any New Year's resolutions?
I had it on the list for part one. Yeah. Or the start of this episode. The start of last episode was to talk about resolutions for us and the podcast.
All right. What are yours?
Don't have any.
Oh, okay.
I didn't think of any. So I'm glad we talked about comic books for now instead.
All right, because I had some this year.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Yes.
Because I do want to make some because I'm in therapy and obviously I've done 2 episodes on the podcast thus far of goals.
Yes.
So I would like to make some eventually. So what are yours?
So my resolutions, they're very loose.
What does resolution even mean? Does it just mean like
things
what you
want to get done?
Okay, so it's kind of like a bucket list or like a...
Sure, but it's more like timely.
Within a year.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my New Year's resolutions are I want to read more, I want to write more, and I want to perform more. That's basically it.
I like those goals, but the problem, I've dove in deep into myself as a goal setter and goalkeeper, is those are too vague.
So I want to read 12 books a year this year.
Holy shit.
That's not that much.
Well, how many books did you read last year?
2.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
But like, as in like yesterday, I read 40 pages.
I get what you're saying. It's realistic.
That is a fifth of a page.
I get what you're saying. It's one book a month.
Yeah.
But compare it to what you did last year.
So it's just the idea of actually actively wanting to read. I think
I know, but you got to make it tangible and like achievable.
No, 12 is achievable.
No, okay. Now that you have a number for that, but just by saying more.
Yes. So that's basically what it is. Yeah.
12. Okay. We're going to keep them.
I want to, yeah. So because the hope is I can read at least 2 books a month. That's easy to do technically.
Well, the goal is 1 book a month.
No, exactly. Yeah. No, so that's the goal. But I'm saying,
which isn't that hard. If you read for 30 minutes, it's
or if you read an hour a day, that is like a book every 4 or 5 days easily.
Yeah. So you could easily, if you slack, you can easily get caught up.
Yes.
So we're gonna hold them accountable, guys.
Because you can easily read a book in a day. I don't anymore. I used to.
It's attention span.
Yes. So like I read 3 chapters yesterday.
Holy shit.
Of a book. Yep. And I'm hoping I'll read more tomorrow, but like today was obviously an off day.
And I feel like the book you're reading is that.
No, it's like 220.
Yeah, I feel like you could easily finish it.
And I'm on page 40. Yeah, I could finish it by next podcast.
Yeah, easily. Yeah. That's a good goal.
I just need to.
Reading has always been a thing where I'm like, I want to read more, but then I don't.
Right.
But I keep buying books.
Me too.
Because I want to read these. But at least I own them.
Like, I have over 100 books in this house.
It's still easily an objective.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it's physical and in your house. Yes.
And I love physical media.
Yep. So writing more is just I need to carve out a time to.
You have a set thing on that?
Not yet.
I feel like writing more. Like, what does that mean? Like, how much
every week at least?
Like, what does that mean? 1 page a week, or like?
No,
you gotta break it down to an actual number.
True. So, because part of it is that Mondays are my main days off, and we usually record on Mondays. But also in the future, because you are starting school.
Oh, we do want to talk about that. This is the last Monday record
for
5 months.
Yeah.
Unless I think
we might do some day records on Mondays because I have it off still.
Well, I think in 2 weeks it's MLK Day.
Yes, there are a lot of Monday holidays. So,
which is gonna be weird because I have a class that's only on Mondays.
Yep.
So what does that mean? I just don't have it.
Yep. Probably.
That's the big class. That's the 4-hour class.
I know.
We'll talk about this more.
Yeah. So I would like to at least make an effort to write. Just carve out some times to do it. That one's a little bit harder of like the actual
I think you will.
Rule.
I think you will write more because I will have to write in college.
That's also my hope.
So then I'll be like, hey, here's my writing assignment. Let's co-op this.
Or I bet I'll do at least one assignment for you just because I'm like, oh,
or I'll go, hey, I want to write this, but here's the topic.
You do one too.
So it's kind of like, on 48 where like, it's like, here's the idea.
Yeah. Everyone does it. Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of fun.
I would enjoy if you gave me some prompts to do.
Yeah, that'd be kind of fun.
And then as far as performing more goes, I have a gig booked for February in a venue and a state I've never performed in.
Nebraska.
Yep. Lincoln, Nebraska.
You got to give me the date.
I know.
And I'll freaking come with you because I have Fridays off.
Yeah. So it's a Friday night, so I'll have to take a Saturday night off, but it's a paid gig, so it's worth it.
And it's just going to be fun to be in a new venue.
It'll be really weird, yeah.
It's going to be really... Dude, that's going to be fun.
And we'll see some new performers we've never met before, yeah.
Oh, wow. That's going to be really fun.
Yeah.
In Lincoln, Nebraska. Excited for that.
Yeah. So I'll fucking just announce the time now. Or
you might as
now,
well, dude. You might as well.
In case we have any Lincoln performers. Because I've not
Lincoln performers, Lincoln listeners, even Nebraska listeners. Yeah. We're giving you a heads up. Even freaking local people, we're giving you a freaking heads up. In February, Jacob will be performing.
Oh, jeez.
At this.
I have not agreed to by the performer who invited me yet because I had to figure out what, like, I still have to, like, get off work and shit. It'll be February 17th. I will be at a drag show that wants more variety acts in Lincoln. I will give you more details in the future.
So
when I find them out.
Like usual, it's going to be a mostly drag and then randomly a freak show.
Yep.
That's what's so weird. Is like
it fits well people, though.
Yeah, but it does it
a little bit.
It kind of is, but also like it's way different.
I would say the closest thing to freak show in maybe not artistic value, but like it's just like it's burlesque. I think
burlesque is very similar.
I think those two, and I don't know why they're more similar, but they are.
Burlesque is very similar. It's right on the edge of circus. That's probably why.
Well, so I would put there's drag, there's burlesque, and then I would probably put drag on the other side of burlesque. So it's not too far from freak show for no actual like real reason. This is just like a thought process.
I kind of get what you're saying.
Same with like I'd put like certain types of like comedians in that list of just kind of an underground. Depends it's an underground art film or art form. Yeah,
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, so I want to perform in I want to perform in different venues than I have this past year.
That's a good goal.
Try to get like 4 new venues.
That's a good goal.
And that's achievable.
And you already have one of the 4 done.
Yep. And I'm working on another one. Yep.
Really?
Yep.
Insider info?
No.
Oh, I was like, can you tell me as a friend?
No, I mean, like I just know someone who's a performer in Milwaukee.
Whoa.
That I can maybe also just like
Milwaukee
join in on.
Dude, what's crazy is like think about Twin Cities.
Yeah.
Minneapolis. I'm sure there's a ton of shit going on there.
And like also like,
and that's only a 4-hour drive.
Well, because also my buddy next year is getting married on October 14th in Colorado. And that's a Saturday the 14th. So I'm like, God, if I can find a Friday
the 13th
show in Colorado, why not?
Why aren't you?
Yeah, no, I'm gonna look into that.
The question is, why aren't you?
So I'm going to.
There's no reason to not be.
Besides the fact that they aren't existent yet because it's so far in the future. But that is one of my goals.
But that's the reason to reaching out.
Yes.
Because you will definitely be booked then.
Yes. Is to find just like a random show. Yeah.
Oh my God, dude. That'd be fucking badass. I'm not even invited to the wedding, but I'll go to that show. I'll go to Colorado. I love Colorado.
Fuck it, yeah.
I'll go camping, dude. I fucking love Colorado. I haven't set any goals yet, but I do.
Well, you just have a lot going on that you have to achieve.
I mean, I have. So starting, obviously, by the time this comes out, I'm doing it.
Right. When this comes out, you'll be in school. You'll be in your first week of school. Because I'm so excited for the Moist Monday school updates now. Because we're going to have to do it weekly.
I'm going to have it. Dude, my life. This is the last Monday night of my current life.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because it doesn't feel real, but I'm starting to get anxious.
Sure.
Because I'm going back to school.
Just from a change, yeah.
I'm back to school full time. So nervous, so excited, so like hopeful, so many emotions.
Right.
Just like, because it's going to be fun. And like, I've never.
Because what is your major?
It's video production.
Cool.
That is the legit major. It's like an associate's degree in video production. But like I've never been one to care about school.
Sure. Because why would you have?
Even in high school, even in carpentry, same. I was like,
it's just something.
It is what it is, and I got a job before I even graduated. You know,
it was the same with me for welding.
But this is like the legit thing I've been passionate about in high school.
Well, because also
I've been passioned about video.
This degree,
and this is what I'm doing right now. Is like kind of video production.
This degree will help with you working for yourself.
Exactly, because
so it's not like I'll find a job.
One of the first classes I'm taking, and obviously we'll talk more about this
when it happens.
When it happens, but is small business startup.
That's cool
because it's like, oh, I have a podcast that we've been doing for
a year,
almost a year at this point,
and
then I have a YouTube channel that's about to celebrate a 5-year anniversary.
And what's the name of that YouTube channel?
Gaming Off the Grid.
Look it up.
Do you hear us? We're about to celebrate a 5-year.
That is ridiculous.
5 years of doing YouTube, which is insane because a lot of people start YouTube and they go, "Oh, be fun."
I mean, like
we imagine doing it consistent. You imagine we're doing this consistently for 5 years.
Because
we'll be in our mid-30s.
This, yes, because there's no reason not to.
Yeah,
YouTube takes so much more work.
No, but you know what I mean.
Yes.
Like, think about
sticking to this.
It's just a consistency. Obviously, it does take more work and more ideas, and we went crazy with uploads. Like the start of 2021 for Gaming Off the Grid, we were uploading 4 videos a week and 1 live stream. So 5 pieces of content a week.
Is that what you're doing currently?
No, now we're down to 1 video and 1 live stream.
Really? I didn't know you were down to 1
because we were down to 2 full videos.
Yes, I remember that.
And then 2 snips, which are footage of old content repurposed.
Sure.
And then a live stream, which is, dude, we thought we were doing something good just to pop, and we tried.
Sure.
We thought we were at the size where it was capable, and we weren't. But I don't know, dude. It's hard to set goals right now because
you don't know.
My goal is to really focus on school, and like I've never been really passionate about school.
Yeah.
But this is the time I will be.
Which so I'm excited about because also I can enjoy your school career.
I really want to like. It sounds so like nerdy to say, but I really want to be like the best in class on everything.
Sure. Reach for the dean's list and that kind of shit. Why shouldn't you?
Why? Like what? I don't have a job.
Also, you're going to school for your passion. Why shouldn't you actually try? Like, there's no
I'm gonna
reason.
be so passionate about everything that I'm taking. Why won't I? It's just all a matter of personal motivation and drivenness.
Which you just got to keep going.
It's a problem that I'm going to have because when I'm at home alone,
you get burnt out.
I get burnt out, and so, but I hopefully with having deadlines,
yes,
or having homework, be like, and just the passion of being like, I legit have something to like. Here's a prompt.
So
like, I don't even know what video. like I'm taking video production 1.
Yeah.
I don't even know what video production 1 it means. Like
how to edit.
I know how to edit, but is it going to be like
it will be exhausting for a while because you're going to learn the basics for a while.
But I took video production twice in high school. The first time it was like, use these shots to make a thing, and so I wrote a crazy story around
hopefully
using the
it's,
shots.
hopefully
Hopefully they give me prompts to make stupid sketches.
Because one of our personal goals is to revive Sketchfan through your college career.
The goal is
because Sketchfan is a sketch group that Robert and I started. We released only 4 videos.
Yes,
and we
technically have more subs than them right now on YouTube.
Thank God,
by 10.
Which is still
at this point,
but also 4 video. I think 5 videos.
But I think
total
all of those
ours.
are better than Moist Monday.
Most
of them are.
If you were like, hey, what should I watch? This 5-minute really funny sketch or this 2-hour pretty funny podcast? I would recommend the sketch to you every time
because it's short.
Yes, and also it's just more bang for your buck. So I do recommend all of our listeners to check out Sketchfan.
Yes, definitely check them out. Sketchfan is badass.
It's kind of hard. We'll post it in the YouTube.
It will be in the description.
Yeah, we'll put because it's hard to find because it was not big. But it's a lot of me and Robert doing dumb shit that we're really proud of.
Oh, so proud of. But the goal is to bring that back.
And a good way for that is, hey, you have to put out a video.
I have to make homework, dude.
You need people in your video. Obviously, it's me because
obviously we have a group.
That's what we've been doing since high school. Is I've been your helper in videos.
So I hope the homework is like, I hope
you have to include these shots.
Yeah, I hope the homework is basically like
our multimedia class in high school.
It's kind of like it's kind of like a 48-hour. Where it's like,
nice.
Hey, this is a character.
This is what you need to do.
These are the shots you need.
Yeah.
And then because I like being structured. When I have freedom, I kind of don't know what to do.
Because you can do everything or nothing.
And it's so much easier to do nothing.
Yes.
But if I go, Tony Pepperoni has to be in a sketch, I don't even know what that is, but I'm going to put him in one.
I mean, I know him. I'm not a fan of him.
Oh, that's a real person?
Yeah, he's a little rough with me. I'm not a fan.
Well, I've never met him. I think I've heard of him.
All I've learned is to just say yes, and then apparently that's coming back to bite me.
What?
Don't worry about it.
Okay, I'm not worried. We got to move on since this is like the kind of the post-holiday celebration.
We gave
special.
a Christmas episode. This is our New Year's.
This is our New Year's special. We got to talk about New Year's. How was your freaking New Year's? Which was crazy is we celebrated New Year's together. Happy New Year's, everybody.
So a funny thing is, on New Year's Day, when the first time I opened up my Snapchat, it was a photo of us taken at 2 a.m. the night prior.
Today? Yesterday?
Yesterday, yes. When I first
you took a photo on your phone?
Yes.
I don't remember. Show me that photo.
Yeah.
The only photo that I had from the night was in the Uber. Do you remember that?
It might be that.
When did
it all right, so I'll show you this and then I'll send it to you so you can post it right here. This photo was just my phone when I woke up.
When was that from?
No idea.
Because when did you take it? Because I have one from the Uber when we Snapchatted.
It is at 2:18 a.m. So that might be the Uber.
Izzy drove us home.
True.
You would have been in the front seat.
So it's not that.
And I went to bed at 3:30 that night.
Yep. I don't know where we are in this.
Where the fuck are... Dude, we were so drunk I don't even remember where we were, dude.
We'll post that photo, though, when we're talking about this.
Let me show you the photo that I took.
In the Uber?
In the Uber on our way downtown. And I'll post this photo as well. We also look fucked up.
It's about the same.
Yeah.
Yep.
But that's on our way to the Royal Mile.
All right. And mine was 2:18 a.m. So
yeah,
we were kicked out by that point.
I'll tell you. So I'll post my photo right now when I show it. And this was posted at 10 o'clock.
And mine was 2:18.
So 4 hour difference. We were on our way to get drunk.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I might have been a little drunk at that 10 o'clock.
Yeah, because you drank how many beers before? I drank 3.
I probably drank like 8 High Lifes before we went to the bar.
I drank 3 High Lifes.
They just kept going down like water, dude. And I was like, I can't.
Yep. And then we were on our way to the bar, which Izzy works, which we'll bring her in later for Izzy's Insights this episode.
Because she was a part of New Year's.
Yep. So we were just going to stay at one bar the entire night, which we did do, which I was proud of.
Dude.
I think it's the way to do it.
And I was like, I don't want to like walk around, but I was like, kind of like New Year's, you walk around. We literally sat at a table for 4 hours.
Ate snacks, drank a lot, talked about dumb shit.
Which was crazy because it didn't, dude, time went Those 4 hours went
awesome.
Those were the fastest 4 hours of my life, dude.
It was the last ones of the year.
The 2 hours leading to midnight, I was like, what the fuck? And then I was like, what the fuck? It's 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Like I was like, how
it was very suddenly closed.
Just not moving.
Yeah.
Like I've never.
We were just talking
about one topic.
Yeah. All right. So
yeah, let's tell the story. So this is the craziest thing.
So we pulled up to the bar. Izzy sat us. It was awesome. We talked to her. We got drinks because we got like their 2023 drink was kind of like an apple pie style thing. It was champagne and apple cider with a good cinnamon rim.
It was
decent. It was fine.
It was pretty good. I was like, oh, this feels like we're celebrating.
Yeah. So we did that. We both got a beer. We got some appetizers. Yep. We got chicken fingers and mozzarella sticks, and then later on we got onion rings, and you got your Scotch eggs.
And then we got those buffalo wraps or what are those things?
Chicken spring rolls.
Chicken spring rolls.
Indian chicken spring rolls. Those are so good.
At the point of ordering the second round of food, which I secretly did.
Yep.
Because I ordered it at 11:58.
Because the bar closed at midnight.
Bar closed at midnight. The bar closed at
or the restaurant closed at midnight.
I don't think I finished. Looking back, I might have. I think I only ate one of 2 eggs.
Really? There was an egg loose.
Because I
didn't eat it.
Do you remember? There was still food. We munched.
We had a lot of onion rings left.
No, but we munched.
There
were still some egg rolls left, I think. And then at one point,
yes, we ate all the mozzarella sticks and all the chicken.
Yeah, we ate everything initially.
Yes.
And then the second order of food, I think we munched it.
Yes.
And then at one point, it was gone. Right?
I don't remember.
I did not finish my Scotch eggs.
Shit face at that
same.
point.
Like that's what's crazy. Is like, so where did it go? Did someone pick it up in front of us and I don't remember?
Maybe, or
is that when we went out to smoke?
Or did we drunk snack and ate a lot at once and just don't remember? Well, by the look of my hangover, I did not eat enough.
Yeah, the look of my hangover,
I for sure did not drink enough water.
At the look of my hangover, I did not eat a lot of the second meal.
Yeah.
I should have drank a lot more water. I did drink the water that Izzy provided me later on.
True. Yeah.
But that was at 6 a.m.
Speaking of Izzy, she blamed us for what happened during the night, but it is in fact her fault because. So
okay, let's talk about this.
You and I were sat down.
This is a big part of New Year's Eve. This is the biggest part of New Year's Eve.
Yeah. So you and I were sat down. We had our drinks. We were talking about shit, and she's like, "Hey, do you want shots?" And I'm like, "Absolutely." And then she turns towards another man
who's sitting by himself.
He had his 2 AirPods in and
watching an iPad.
Yeah, he had an iPad in front of him. I don't know if he was typing or watching something.
He was just by himself, just hanging out.
And so what we later learned is that he owed her a shot because he promised to buy her a shot. But what she did in that moment was like, "Hey, do you also want a shot?" And he was like, "Absolutely." So he came over to our table
to do a group shot,
and we all did it. All 4 of us did a shot of Jameson. It was great.
And I was like, "Hell yeah, we're at the Royal Mile. We're doing a shot of Jameson." And then I noticed.
Well, he gets up. And he's about to leave, but you notice his t-shirt.
Yeah, he's wearing a Flux Capacitor t-shirt. And I go, I love Back to the Future.
Yeah, and you're like, hey, nice t-shirt.
I literally, because I'm at this drunken mode, and we talked about this probably in the last episode.
And also, it's just nice to compliment
But
people.
I also am not a big complimenter unless I'm drunk.
Oh, okay.
So, I was at that point where I was like, oh, nerd.
Well, because my
Flux Capacitor... Hey,
nice.
All I said was, hey, I like your t-shirt.
Well, because also his t-shirt on its own was fine. It wasn't anything special, but it's a flux capacitor, and that's cool.
Back to the Future. So I was like, hey, I like your t-shirt because I know what that is.
Because my thing was when I'm at that bar, I am open to talk to anybody. I love conversation at that bar.
And that started the biggest snowball I've ever been a part of.
So we start by talking about just Back to the Future in general. Because also you and I kind of share the same general term that the first one's perfect. Second and third one, they're fine.
I enjoy the third one.
Third one's whatever. Second one's cool, but it's too dark and it doesn't quite work as well.
The first one's perfect.
Yes.
Yes.
And like the first one, it took like what, 7 years for them to write like all that shit.
It's a great trilogy and like.
Yes, it's a good trilogy, but the first one standalone, perfect.
Absolutely perfect.
And he kind of shared that tone too, and so he just started talking about Back to the Future.
So at first we were just chit-chatting and he was standing up.
Yes.
And then at some point he went,
grabbed the chair, pulled it out, took a seat,
down, and
was
we
like,
went, oh fuck,
we're in it. And he brought up a little show called Quantum Leap,
which is a big fucking show that
apparently
I'm gonna say never seen.
I've seen maybe 2 episodes of it. And so later on, I admitted to you, is like, hey, I don't know this show at all. But this man went on a speech of Back to the Future, or of Quantum Leap. And I knew to throw out Ziggy and the name Scott Bakula, and that's it. And that got me through 2 hours worth of conversation.
No, we started. So that photo that I sent you was sent at 10 p.m. We were on our way to Royal Mile. So we got to Royal Mile around 10:30-ish.
Yeah.
This Quantum Leap conversation led us to midnight.
Yeah, absolutely. With like maybe a few tangents here and there, but most of them were Quantum Leap tangents.
And I'll tell you right now, at midnight, we got champagne, we cheersed, Quantum Leap continued till bar close.
Him and I had a good Doctor Who talk, which
it's all related to space travel. I'm like
and
picking
time
the
travel.
microphone out. Dude, everything, because I brought up the movie Looper. That's the only thing I had never seen Quantum Leap
and we
or
talked
Doctor
about,
Who.
And because we talked about Looper for maybe a minute, 2 minutes.
A minute. But the only thing I had in relation to the whole topic of time travel was the movie Looper, which I love. Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Bruce Willis is in it.
No, it's a good movie.
It's a great movie. And so I brought it up as relation to time travel, and he was like, "Yeah, I've seen it," and that was
great. And that's it. And then he threw it down. He was like, "Back to Scott Bakula." Oh shit!
I somehow continued the conversation for a while, and then I was like, I don't know what else to talk about, and then quit talking,
and just let
and
him
then it
talk.
was you and him.
So as far as like Quantum Leap went, I have nothing to add. All I can do is be like, "Ooh, the story you're describing is really cool and really well done."
You kept what is that word? Antagonizing him.
No, I wasn't
But
disagreeing.
No,
I was
like
continuing.
you kept like saying things to make him talk, because like you guys got, and he kept going. I don't want to give this away, but it's a spoiler.
Yeah, and we were like,
dude, I don't care, dude. I don't even know who Scott Bakula is or whatever his name is.
Scott Bakula. Yeah.
I've never seen the fucking show, but I said I did.
And it's so
that's.
Well, because halfway
this night made me feel like I'm good at improv. Like this,
no, because
it made me feel like you're better at improv.
Because he left halfway through it, and I turned to you. I was like, "Hey, just so you know, I've seen one episode of this, and that's it." And
you were going so strong.
I was doing so good,
talking
with
about
him.
So much shit, and I was like, "What are you talking about?"
Well, because he would describe a story, and I would understand where it was headed. So I would talk about the idea of where it was headed, and I was always right. I was so proud of that. But the good thing was I could get him on Doctor Who for like 15 minutes at a time. Doctor Who I know a lot about.
So you kept swinging it back.
Yes, because I'd be like, "Oh,
and that's another
like
thing I don't know anything about." Right. So the entire conversation, I kept.
So as far as like big Doctor Who fans, which I feel like you bring to the table because your fans are bigger nerds than you are.
Sure.
So I know a lot about Eccleston, Tennant, and Smith. I know a little bit about Capaldi, but that is it.
See, just saying that sentence, I never recognize the name Tennant.
Well,
David.
But also David Tennant came back recently, and I know nothing about that.
Yeah, you guys kept talking about that. And dude, the entire time I am trying. This is a 3-part conversation.
Yeah.
No one else is at the table. Like, who am I talking to? So like, I literally kept going, "Oh my God, they brought it back to episode 1." like I'm like bringing in things that I'm like,
you did a good job, though.
I was bringing in an excitement.
Yes.
Because
no, you made him so excited. Because
there was a few times where he was like, "Can you imagine that he folded?" And I brought that excitement back. Like, no, I couldn't.
Because I would say I brought an intrigue and you brought an excitement for him.
And that kept him to keep going. I was like, dude,
so
at a certain point, I was like, I can't bring this to him because I don't know what you're talking about.
I kept throwing in like Kindle. And you kept throwing in fuel, so he like had more to go off.
It was like
it
was the weirdest fucking New Year's I've ever had. The fact that
New
Year's came.
We did tell him the name of this podcast, so if you were listening, we loved talking to you,
dude. It was so much fun.
I was so excited to learn about this.
He can't listen to us.
Oh right, because we don't know how to get on Apple.
Apparently, he looked us up. We're not on Apple Podcasts,
which I think we pay for.
Yeah, what the fuck?
So
Apple?
we will work on that for you.
So maybe he is listening to this.
This is our New Year's resolution
to get on Apple Podcasts
somehow.
We have 5-star reviews on Apple Podcasts.
We have 5 stars on Spotify. We have 11. Give us more.
Yeah, give us more, please.
Hey, bud.
5 stars.
What's up?
That's his catchphrase.
Give us 5 stars.
My catchphrase. I don't have a catchphrase. I don't think
you might. We just haven't listened back hard enough. I say, "Hey, bud."
Yours is definitely "Hey, bud."
Hey, bud.
I don't think I have one.
We will make T-shirts eventually that just say, "Hey, bud."
It's just a black T-shirt. Hey, bud. Period.
I like that.
That'd be a bad.
I would wear the fuck out of. Hey, bud.
That'd be awesome, dude.
Holy shit!
It's such an easy.
Oh my
t-shirt.
God, we need to make this. Okay, if you're a fan of this podcast, look ahead in a couple months.
That'd be such a cool T-shirt. But the fact that we had this conversation with this man, ordered food, didn't leave the table.
We talked to him for 4 hours.
Dude, what's crazy is I didn't know what was going on the entire time. But I was pretending. The fact that it became the New Year mid-conversation,
I loved it.
It didn't even feel like a New Year.
But it felt like such a good night of us learning about bullshit.
It felt like just a normal night at the bar. Yes. But at midnight we did, Happy New Year, cheers, back
2023.
Back to the conversation.
Parton and Miley Cyrus on the television.
It was no, like, all of my other New Year's have like a certain, like, we do a significant New Year's thing.
Yeah. This one,
it was like, New Year's, Happy New Year's, drink our drink. Back to Scott Backlund.
Ziggy.
And I was like, who are these characters?
I loved it,
but I kept continuing. I smoked fucking 2 or 3 cigarettes that night.
I smoked 2 at once. You remember that? I hate cigarettes.
I do remember.
We have a pack of cigarettes because after we left, apparently we forced Izzy to buy us cigarettes.
I told her. She asked me if I remember that. I told her, and we'll ask her about this.
Yeah, she's out the door right now.
Yeah, I'll ask her. We were so excited that we smoked cigarettes. And we were so drunk enough that we said, we want to smoke more cigarettes. And she goes, I'll buy us cigarettes. And then as soon as we walked in the store, I went, I don't want them.
Oh, really?
And you said the same thing. You go, we don't want them.
Oh, I don't remember that.
And she
we have a pack of cigarettes.
And she kept going, we're already here. And we go, we don't want them.
All right. So for the second half of this episode, should we smoke a cigarette?
Are we allowed to smoke a cigarette in here?
Yeah. As long as we open the window.
My God. We're going to smoke a cigarette. We're going to bring Izzy in for Izzys Insights. And for the last...
Because also she remembers this night better than we do.
Yeah, because she drove us home.
So for the rest of the episode, we will be interviewing her about our evening.
We'll be right back.
We are back with Izzys Insights of a night we do not remember half of.
No, we do not. I will say, great night.
Yeah.
What questions do you have?
What do you remember of us on New Year's Eve?
I remember working until 2:30.
And we were there
in the
until
morning.
2:30, right?
It was 2:30, and Justin, my bartender, had kicked everybody out of the bar. And I looked at you two, and I said, Justin, I think I'm driving them home. And he said, if they sit there, you guys had to chug your drinks. Both of you chugged 2 drinks, 2 full drinks.
I remember at bar close, he goes, they can't have drinks. And I
said, can they sit here? He said, yes, but they cannot have drinks in front of them. And you both had full drinks. So you both chugged your drinks.
I chugged a pseudo-sue. And I've never...
I don't remember.
And I did it. I finished it.
I probably would have had a pseudo-sue too then, wouldn't I?
Yeah. And then you guys sat there and I went upstairs. I don't know what you guys did when I went upstairs, but I did my bar dishes and my
chugged it and went
and like my
outside.
closing work, and I went upstairs, and when I came back down, you guys were not in the restaurant.
I think I went outside.
And I looked at Justin and I went, do you know where they went? And he said, I think they went to buy cigarettes.
What?
And I was like, okay, well, neither of them smoke, so okay. So I clocked out, whatever, said goodbye to Justin, and I went and I left, and you guys were around the corner standing outside the vape shop, like kind of like whispering towards each other.
Okay.
And I didn't know what was happening.
I don't remember this at all.
But I walked up to you and I was like, do you guys want cigarettes? Like, that's what Justin told me. Do you guys want cigarettes? And you guys were like, yeah, but like, we don't really know how to buy them. So I went in there because I've been in the head shop several times
I don't remember this at all.
And I went in there and I said, hey, do you have any light non-menthol cigarettes? And the guy went, I have never smoked a cigarette in my life. And I said, I really only have ever smoked American Spirits, so I don't know what anything else is.
That would have been a great pick.
And I recognized Newports, so I was like, just give me a pack of Newports, they'll be fine.
And she did.
That's
and
how
I
we have
did.
Newports.
And I bought a pack of Newports.
Jacob and I will smoke a Newport at the end of this episode.
Yeah, on the last third of this episode.
We will.
So we bought the pack, and as I was buying them, they told me, no, we don't want them anymore.
Dude, I remember.
I don't want
Jacob
them.
doesn't remember
so
this.
I was sitting there buying cigarettes with the guy, like doing my transaction. They were like, we don't want these anymore. And I was like, shut the fuck up because I'm buying them.
I don't remember that at all.
Dude, here's my remembrance of the night.
Yeah.
I finished chugging my pseudo-sue.
Yeah.
Walked out of the bar, and then everybody outside was smoking cigarettes because that's what people do when they're outside on New Year's.
Especially my bar.
I remember the mustache guy. That's it.
But
we'll get to that.
But here's what I remember. I remember because we had just got done smoking 1 or 2 cigarettes with whatever his name is.
Wait, what was his name?
Michael.
Michael? Who did we hang out with all night? Okay.
Yeah. So because he had a pack of cigarettes that he was like, I don't smoke, but I have these.
Yeah.
And so we were like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Because when I get drunk, I like the act of smoking.
I like the idea of smoking.
Yeah.
I like smoking.
But I remember we had just got done smoking and we were drunker at that point.
Yes.
So we walked out and everyone was smoking cigarettes and I go, what's the easiest group to bum a cigarette off of? I remember asking you like,
I vaguely remember that.
I remember being like, who should we bum a cigarette off of? And we kept like walking around like judging groups on who would be.
Oh, I don't remember that.
And we were like, we were being
I bet every single person was looking at you like, who the fuck are
we were
these
like probably
guys?
being like sneaky.
We were acting like the Sneak King and the Burger King.
Yes.
We were like, but
Do
everyone
you
was staring at us.
remember playing in the phone booth?
Oh, absolutely.
No.
We hid from Izzy in the phone booth.
At one point, I came outside and Michael was standing there, and I was like, "Where are they?" And he was like, "I don't know." And I heard noises from the phone booth, and I looked over, and the both of you had crammed yourselves into the phone booth.
That's where this photo takes place.
That's the phone.
This is a photo from the phone booth.
Okay, we hid.
Oh my God, that's
You
where that
hid in the
touch-
phone booth, and I literally
where
went
the
over there,
glass
and I
goes
was like, "You don't know how many children I have kicked out of the phone booth before."
We hid because I thought it'd be funny to hide from her because she was looking for us, and then
So I could drive you home.
I had
thought
also
it'd be
just talked a lot
I
of
didn't-
Doctor Who, so phone booth, pretty cool.
Dude, I think that's why we were like Doctor Who. I think that's why we were like
believe
let's time travel. And then I was like, we were still in cigarette mindset, and I was like, I want a cigarette so bad. And then as soon as he walked into the store with bright lights, I go, I don't want it
Because the bright lights
Dude,
throw you off.
You guys got
as,
nervous.
As soon as the bright lights went on, I would go, I don't want it.
That head shop does have very it's bright lights. It's
Dude, it's
weird.
freaky.
It's
Not
like
really.
It's like a Walmart lights. I feel
Not
like
really.
compared to the
Nope.
because everything is clear. All the glass is clear, so
our
you need
lights,
one light
we
that light
dimmed.
everything up.
Our lights we can dim, and Justin especially dims them really hard at
believe
the end of
that.
his shift.
Oh yeah, it's
So I
very
could
dark.
believe that, but
But also
the
the aisle-
headlight shops are no different than regular
No,
lights.
but we
They're
were
no
outside
different.
in the aisle and it was nighttime.
I've been
Yeah.
there so many times. I
Yeah.
can guarantee you
But
the
also-
lights are no different.
I feel like they're brighter than a bar.
Okay, here's
'cause
my-
you have to see shit.
here's
In
my
a bar. You don't have to see
Here's
stuff.
my excuse. We were
Yes.
drunk.
Yes, we,
You guys were
we
really
sure
drunk.
We were drunk, and then
But you had a good night, right?
how did you drive home?
You enjoyed us drunk?
I was not drunk.
How?
I was working.
But I felt like you and I did a shot separate.
You did 2 shots with
I
us.
took
but
several shots throughout the night, but
Yeah.
I got there at 5 and didn't leave until 2:30.
Damn, what a trooper!
So I had
think
to.
I only did 2 shots.
I had to section
did 2
out my
shots with us,
shots
yeah.
so I would not get drunk because I was working.
Yeah.
yeah, but
So-
I
How were we drunk? Were we enjoyable?
my goal was to because I've gotten drunk with you a lot, and Jacob's always like, I don't want to get drunk. 'cause I
You've
gotta- I
gotten
gotta-
drunk with me
Shut up.
countless times.
Shut up.
We lived together.
Shut up. Before I'm talking about
I agree.
during the Izzy.
This was
era.
probably one of the, I would say, 3 times that I've seen Jacob
Blackout.
very,
Yeah,
very
exactly
drunk.
because it's always us and Jacob goes, I don't want to get drunk because I have to watch you guys. I have to take care
He
of
doesn't
you
trust
guys.
me.
Yeah, exactly. So
Don't
this is
trust
the first time
situations.
that Jacob got drunk, and I remember we were sitting there, and then Jacob got up to go pee, and he stood up and he goes, "I'm drunk," because when you're sitting and drinking and talking,
It's hard,
You
yeah.
don't realize it, and then when you stand up, you go, "Oh fuck."
Ooh, I did want you to tell us about the mustache guy. Because what I
Yeah.
remember, and I talked
Who's
about
the
this
mustache guy?
I talked about this last podcast, is if I see a man on the street with a mustache, I immediately compliment his mustache in hopes he compliments mine. And this man did do that exactly.
That's exactly what happened.
Where was
so
this guy at?
we
On the street.
On the corner?
Yes.
I work right
I remember
here,
the corner.
and we rounded the corner because my car was right here. So my car was just
I
around
was
the corner
picturing your car in an alley.
because we were just down the alley.
Yes.
I wasn't in the alley, but like you could see the
Okay,
alley.
That's why I
Yes.
was in.
But on this corner, there was a group of like 4 drunk dudes.
There was.
And we were just walking, and all of a sudden I look back, and Jacob is hugging this dude.
We traded hats.
And I was like,
traded
hey.
hats?
Yep.
And at this point, it was like 3 o'clock. I was like,
I'm
I want to
gone.
go home.
I am absolutely
I'm
gone.
sober.
Yeah.
I want to get you guys home.
Were you sober?
I was sober.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So I wanted to get
So
home.
you hated us.
No,
Were
you
we-
guys were having fun.
Yeah,
and we
but
weren't horrible.
we
We were
weren't-
like still fun, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't think I ever get horrible drunk.
We can get too deep in it.
I always get.
But no,
where
you
we're-
guys-
I'm always usually fun or I'm sick.
You guys
Like,
are
there's no-
fun.
You know what I mean?
Well, you'll hit like angry sometimes, and at that point, you're just like, I'll leave it. Same
hit-
with me. I can be angry drunk.
when have I ever been
You've
angry?
been grumpy drunk. Where you're just not having fun. You've been there, yes.
Me?
Yes.
Oh, when I'm depressed?
Yes. And
When
you're
I
just like,
is that when I order a double Jaeger bomb?
yes, those. Okay. Yes. Back to Mustache
Bring
Man.
those
Sorry.
up.
So we ran into these like 4 dudes on the corner, and all of a sudden I look back. I'm at my car like unlocking it.
Did not know that.
And I
either.
look back and I see Jacob hugging this dude.
I love
them.
that.
And I walked up to them and I pulled out a cigarette because I was like, I'm fucking tired. I want to smoke a cigarette because you guys have smoked cigarettes. I've smoked cigarettes during my shift, but like I want a fucking
I
cigarette
love
right
that
now.
that's such a big part of our New Year's Eve was cigarettes.
I know.
Between all three
of us don't
Okay,
always
but
smoke
to be
cigarettes.
fair, my difficult shifts at the mile, I usually smoke a cigarette.
Yeah, but like you don't smoke often.
No, not often.
'Cause
But
you
this
probably,
was
what,
this
smoked,
was an
like-
aggressive shift.
Because what, you've maybe smoked like 6 to 8 this year, I would guess. Would you say more than that?
It's really, look at her tongue.
You would go way more
She's
than
like,
that.
oh, that's in a day.
I'd probably say like 15.
Okay,
Oh,
so
that's in
a
a
year.
year.
Not crazy amount.
But also, I stopped vaping this year.
You stopped
So-
vaping last year.
You were a vapor.
I vaped for like 3 years.
But you did not
Yeah.
vape once we lived together. So you've been
Correct.
You've been not vaping for probably close to 2 years
Damn,
now.
and vaping is a hard
Probably.
thing to quit because you can do that everywhere.
Yeah.
it gives me a
'Cause
stomach ache.
Jaden.
I got
Yep.
lucky.
Yeah. So the mustache man.
So the mustache man. I turned around. Jacob's hugging this random dude. I walk up to them. I pull out a cigarette because like they're all smoking. So I was like, "Fuck it, I'll smoke a cigarette with these dudes." Like
Might as well
Jacob
enjoy the
and
night.
Robert. Like
It's your-
just
it's-
like hang out
hey,
with these
it's
obviously very drunk
2023.
people.
Yes. 2023.
Want to hang out with my obviously very drunk people.
Yes.
So the guy that Jacob was hugging walks up to me. And he goes, like, what's up? Like, happy 2023. Like, what are you guys up to? And I was like, I'm going to be honest. Like, I just worked a 8-hour shift. I just want to get these guys home.
On New Year's Eve.
And he looked at me and he went, well, I just want you.
What?
And I was like,
I don't remember
Where
this.
were we?
I was probably still
Jacob was literally right next to us.
and I was probably just in love with
I was
this man.
probably right next to you too.
Yeah, probably.
And he
I
was
did
like,
not remember
and I
this.
was like, I'm sorry, I'm dating this one right here. And he looked at Jacob and he went, congratulations.
And I was probably so pumped.
I
He
think
was-
I do remember us walking away from that, and you were like happy. Like he said, congratulations.
Well, because I've never been
remember-
jealous of men hitting on you either.
No,
because
and you shouldn't. Because
Also,
I've also said I don't get hit on that often.
I
It
doubt
was
it.
was
I doubt
wild
it.
that I got hit on twice the night of New Year's.
doubt it.
both times by men we absolutely loved that
Yeah,
night.
I guess.
Because also, let's throw out, because what's his name? Michael? Right? What? Who
that
would-
wasn't the other guy that hit on me.
Oh, no? Okay.
It was the dude sitting at the table at 15, the one adjacent to you. He came
They
over
gave
to
us
you.
the free drink?
He came over to you and asked you if you were using a chair. And he pulled it up to
Oh, I
his
remember
big
that.
table.
I remember that.
And I walked up to him
Oh,
and
that
I said,
guy.
do you want a bigger stool?
Yeah.
And he said, yes. Will you serve me so I can tip you? And I said, sure. So I walked up to him later and he said, you're really gorgeous. Can I give you your number or give you my number? I bet you get that a lot. And I was like, I'm dating this one. And he was like,
And he
oh.
looked over and saw this.
And I was just super deep
And
and
you were
a
like,
TV
Doctor Who? What? Time travel?
Pretty much. Pretty much.
But also, the man we hung out with all night is a big on hitting on you as well.
He was. He
Yeah.
hit on everybody in my restaurant, though.
Okay.
But
He
who?
wasn't in love with me. He was in love with Courtney.
But who slapped her ass?
I did.
I hope so.
But then she came over and she was like, hey, who slapped my ass?
I had to make sure. But yeah, we hung out with those guys for a second, and then I was like, I really want to go home. And you guys were like, okay. So you got into my car, and the entire drive home, Jacob was trying to convince me that he wasn't drunk.
Which I very much was.
And
'cause I
that's
don't
the
remember.
only thing I remember.
That's the fact.
Did I use the word dichotomy at all? I don't think so.
He
There
likes
was one
using-
point
he likes using big
where
words.
you walked up to Andre in the bar.
Was I joking? Oh, no, I said
And you said
you
said
look immaculate.
you don't know who I am, but you always dress immaculate.
And he
that's
does.
when I went, Jacob's drunk because
Also,
he's using big
He
words.
was very attractive.
Also, that man always...
Andre is a very
I don't know
attractive
who
man.
that is, but-
No, he's a good dude.
Describe his fashion.
Andre is a probably
Immaculate dresser.
6'2", tall ass black man with great hair.
Oh,
Yes.
he's
who
beautiful.
always has like
He's
these
wearing like a
designer
denim trench
He-
coat.
He has like designer
Is
sneakers
he a
on all the
common-
time.
Is he a common miler?
He
Yes.
is. Yeah, he lives
I've
right
met him
I've
next
never
door.
seen him before.
I've met him 3 or 4 times, and he's always so cool.
Last,
You walked in
the
and
last
I-
time we saw him, he was wearing like a matching like sweatsuit from Nike and like a denim, like very long like trench coat jacket.
First time I met him, he was wearing
just like,
Yeezys,
just like
and they were
always
sick.
well dressed, but like
We're not
very
allowed to like those. I
casual
know.
dressed. But like it's designer.
No, but when he walked in, in, dude, I felt like he was a celebrity because everyone was like turning.
He's a cool dude. Everybody at the bar likes him. He's a really cool dude.
And he does dress immaculate.
I really like him too. Like, I'll be standing out in the back alleyway, like smoking with Siri or something.
Yeah.
And because he lives right there, he'll just like walk out smoking a cigarette and he'll hang out with us for like 10 minutes. He's just a cool dude.
No,
and
I've always loved him.
It sucks because he's a really cool dude, but also he's a very attractive dude. So he just kind of like,
So that's what
he kind of
sucks about
has
it?
everything.
Sure.
Why does that suck?
Because he has everything.
He doesn't have you.
Yeah.
He doesn't have you?
He has a really.
He's a really big penis.
He was
Probably.
walking around a couple weeks
Into
ago.
the mic.
No, he was walking around a couple of weeks ago with a really hot black woman.
Oh, good.
All right.
I know.
Why can't that be on mic?
Yeah.
Because I don't know him that well. I don't want to put his personal
We
name.
didn't say his last name.
We're gonna bleep his first name.
I
probably.
don't know his last name.
We can put his first name. We'll put his first name. Nobody
It's
listens.
Andre.
Nobody listens to this fucking podcast.
That's true.
Yeah.
But I had
But I'll
somebody.
see, now we know he is a hot girl.
I had somebody from work ask me the other day. They were like, "Your boyfriend does a podcast," and I was like, because I mentioned getting you a sign for it.
Also, one of your coworkers is a big fan of us as well, right? He listened to a bunch of it. Colin?
I'm not talking about those coworkers. I'm talking about IUB. I
Your
told them
government
I told
job.
them that I got you a sign for your podcast, and they were like, "Your boyfriend has a podcast," and I was like, "Yeah."
You don't
They
need
were
to
like,
listen to it.
they were like, "What's the name of it?" And I was like, "I'm not going to tell you."
That's fair.
I was like, "No offense, but I've said some questionable things
Yeah.
on that podcast that you maybe don't need
And
to
you're
hear."
barely. You're the scratch on
Exactly.
the surface. We've said worse.
Yes. No, because
my
Okay.
cousin texted me from Thanksgiving, and he said, "What's the name of your podcast?" He's like cousin uncle. Like he's like
Yes, okay.
In
You
his
talked about your uncle,
in his
yeah.
40s,
yeah.
and I'm friends with his son.
Yes.
And I went, should I tell him? Because I don't normally tell my family.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, he's kind of cool. And I was like, okay, it's Moist Monday. I'm warning you, if you're listening to this, I'm warning you that it's not for the family.
It's really not.
It's for us.
It's raw.
Jacob's family doesn't get to watch it.
No, it's X-rated. And I was like, I don't tell people what
It's
this is.
just for you and me. And
Yeah.
anyone who else enjoys it, awesome.
Yeah, so I was like, I don't want. So I'm like,
And
I
friends.
said, I warned you.
Yeah.
And he goes, I'm a big boy. And I was like,
I
we'll
need
see.
a big boy.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Because we talk about some questionable things. We're talking about New Year's though right now, and I just want to say real quick, happy 2023.
Happy 2023.
Happy
2023.
2023.
Do you have any
Resolutions.
resolutions? Yes.
Or any like what's something you're looking forward to?
Because I talked about mine.
I turned 2020. I turned 23 in 2022.
Yes.
And by the time I turned 24 in October, I went to feel like more of an adult.
I think
Okay.
you're more of an adult than me.
That's my New Year's resolution.
She's more of an adult than me.
Yeah.
That's what you think.
That's a good resolution, but Jacob's resolution are not tangible.
What?
We talked about it.
What?
We dove deep. Now they are. Now that we dove deep into it, but you just kept. I want to do more of this.
That's extremely tangible.
No, it's not because it's not. You can't.
Me
There's
saying
no
I want
data.
to read more, and you were like, "All right, how much you read last year?" I said 2 books, so that's extremely
Yeah,
tangible.
but it's tangible because we talked about it, but your initial goal was not.
It was still tangible because I'm aware.
You got to have numbers.
I do have numbers for myself.
Yeah, but now that we talked about it, it's confirmed.
It was still confirmed when it was just me.
All right. All right. I just want to say, all right. Was that Izzys Insights?
I think that was
Izzy,
That was Izzys Insights.
Do you have any guiding words for 2023?
Yeah.
This is the first Izzys Insights of 2023.
I would say this is aggressive.
All right.
Be forward.
This is how I'm feeling right now.
Do it.
2023.
It's the start of the year. She's turning towards the
It
camera.
doesn't matter what your friends and family, especially your family, think about you. If you want to do what you want to do, and if it is progressing what you want to be in your life, fucking do it. It doesn't matter what anybody thinks about you. There are things that I do that Jacob doesn't necessarily agree with, and there are several things that I do that my
Allegedly.
family doesn't agree with, and they make me happy. And I think if it makes you happy, that's what 2023 should be about. I
Hey,
think.
fucking
Hell yeah.
That's
All right.
that's the best fucking.
Yeah. Thank you for Izzy's insights.
That's literally the best thing that's ever been said on the podcast.
Oh, absolutely.
No joke. Like,
All right.
That's how I'm feeling in 2023.
Fuck
That's
yeah.
how it should
Keep it
be.
up. Yeah, absolutely.
don't quit it.
Yeah.
What do they say? Don't quit till you quit.
Charlie wants to leave
right.
so
All
bad.
right.
I know.
We'll be back with a closing segment, but it's just us.
We'll
see
see
you
you
guys
Bye.
in a little bit.
What do people do for this?
I think they slap it to give the tobacco to be fluff.
But like, what end?
I don't know.
Well, yeah, what part do they slap?
I don't know how cigarettes work.
Me neither.
I just know that I like it when I'm drunk. And we're smoking Newport Greens.
These aren't menthol, right?
I hope not. I was so hesitant.
Can we please talk about your menthol thing?
We can.
Yeah, explain that while I light this up.
Fuck menthol.
Why?
I heard a rumor one time.
A long time. Which I've heard this rumor before.
I heard this rumor like probably in high school. Before I even smoked cigarettes, before I even had this interest in smoking cigarettes. And I'm not a cigarette smoker, but we're about to see us smoke cigarettes. This is gonna be a weird thing to do on a podcast. Smoke cigarettes.
Yeah, this will be really weird because also they're so smoky. We do have an ashtray at least.
But the rumor was that if you smoke a menthol, you cannot go to the moon because the menthol,
or even space in general.
Because the menthol will crystallize in your
lungs. Yeah, that's like a thing. If you've ever smoked menthol cigarettes, that's like a rumor, I guess.
That it always stays in your lungs. So
is Parliament's menthol at all? Because this tastes kind of minty.
I hope fucking not. Someone in the comments is going to say, yes, it is. And I'm going to go, God damn it.
There goes my space travel.
Because I literally, my entire life, I've avoided menthol cigarettes. And I don't smoke, but anytime I do, like when I'm drunk and I want to smoke a cigarette, I ask, is it menthol? That's my first question. I literally asked the guy on New Year's, is it menthol? And he goes, I don't know. And I go, can you find out? Like, look at the box. It didn't say it on the box. And I think if it doesn't say it on the box, I think it has to say it on the box. I think that's like the rule. And so I'm allowed to smoke this cigarette, which I'm going to light up right now. I'm going to put my mic down, so it's going to be a little bit of silent air. But I'm gonna light this cigarette up and smoke a cigarette for y'all for Moist Monday. Here we go.
I think these are menthol. I think Newports are menthol.
Really?
I think.
Really?
I looked up our Newport's menthol, and the first thing that popped up is Newport is American brand of menthol cigarettes.
I don't inhale them.
The next thing, me neither. I'm a bitch. Yeah.
I only inhale marijuana.
Yep.
So
because
it's not going in my lungs, motherfuckers.
It's just my mouth. Because also like cigarettes, I put with cigars, so I don't inhale. Because here it says, and
people inhale cigarettes.
Yeah.
Why?
You're supposed to
get the tobacco, to get that buzz. I get a slight buzz from not. Do you?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
I don't know how buzzed I get because I've
never
never
had a tobacco buzz.
Yes, but only from
a cigar.
Hookahs.
Oh,
or hookahs. Yes.
Okay, because I've done a couple. Have you ever done a tobacco pouch?
No.
Those are.
Jesus. Aren't those to quit smoking?
Yeah, my buddy does them.
Why do you do them?
He offered me one time.
Same way I've never done like a lip. Wait, are you saying a patch or a pouch?
A pouch. The ones that you put in your lip.
Gross. No, I couldn't.
Yeah, he does them all the time. And he offered me one time. And I think it was like a 3 milligram or a 6 milligram.
Is that a lot? I don't know.
Well, it goes 3 milligram and 6 milligram of tobacco.
Sure.
Those are like the things. And I don't remember what it was, but I remember I did it. It was just a pouch.
Okay.
And as soon as that, like, immediately, like, it hit me faster than marijuana.
Ugh.
Like, I instantly
I think these are menthol.
started sweating.
So don't inhale.
I will not inhale.
Also,
You'll see how fast
do you think you're going to go to the moon?
If they ever offer, I'll walk and get in line.
Would you actually, you want to go to space? You trust, as far as travel goes now, you trust going to the moon with whoever's in charge?
Neil Armstrong made it to the moon.
That was NASA. NASA's not doing shit right now.
Yeah, but like, what do you...
Are you going to trust Amazon to take you to the moon?
Absolutely.
They don't even get your packages on time.
I don't order that much from them. And they do when I do.
All right.
They're not going to offer a 3-day delivery. They're going to be like, you'll be there in 3 days.
But like, some of the ships will explode.
That's right. I'm not going to be on the first ship.
No, I would be on like 3 years after.
Oh, exactly. Like, I'm not in a hurry.
After they figure out the whole menthol crystallizing your lungs thing.
I've never inhaled.
I'm gonna look up, does menthol crystallize your lungs in space?
I don't think it's true, but it's one of those things. That's my bit.
I've known that for a long time.
That's my personal bit that I like. It's not a joke.
I know it's not.
You know what I mean? Like, I do a lot of bits, and but that's a bit that I do that I take serious as I'm smoking a Parliament. What is this? Pall Mall?
I can't remember. Newport.
Which you're saying is menthol.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm like admitting my menthol freaking anti thing as I'm smoking a menthol cigarette.
I can't find
but I'm not
anything
inhaling.
about this.
I'm not inhaling. People are going to say, well, technically you don't have to inhale because it will seep into your lungs.
Probably.
Well, technically you can go fuck yourselves. I think if you cough, it goes in your lungs. Oh, yikes.
Probably.
Dude, something about smoking cigarettes and chit-chatting.
Yeah, so great. Also,
Can you imagine? This is the 80s.
Yeah.
Or
like
70s.
all of Europe.
60s. Europe still does this?
I think so. As far as I know.
They probably smoke healthier cigarettes, I think.
Are there? Well, yeah.
But this is like I love smoking cigars and talking, but like cigarettes, I feel like because the smoke is always
Yes, no, this is a lot. But also my thing is I love the hand thing, like this.
Yeah, because
so sexy.
Cigarette and a joint or not cigarette, cigar and joint and everything is the pinch.
Oh, true. It's like this. Yeah. You do this.
Yeah, but I love this. I love
between
this.
the fingers. Yeah,
yeah. Because
this is sexy. This with like a small coffee, very French.
So before New Year's, when was the last time you had a cigarette?
I don't think I've ever had a cigarette. I've had a hand rolled once in like 2014
Ever?
or 2016.
You're saying your first cigarette was New Year's this year?
Smoking a whole cigarette? Yes.
And you double smoked.
I know. I smoked two at once. Yeah,
He had
just
two in his mouth, and
because
I
she
was
yelled
so
at me.
excited.
No,
Because I think I put my cigarette in your mouth because she was yelling at you.
Oh, was that what it was? Yeah, I thought I just grabbed another one.
No, I'm pretty sure I put mine in my mouth because she was yelling at us. And
So I remember smoking a cigarette in like 2016 when I was visiting Iowa City.
So
but
you're more.
it was a hand rolled cherry tobacco.
So
it
that's
was incredible.
That's real tobacco.
Put his own filter in, like
That's
he
probably really
placed it.
good.
Yeah, it was great. I loved it.
I think I had a few of those in college because people hand rolled, and hand rolled is good because it's straight tobacco. It's kind of like hookah and everything. You know what I mean?
Hookah's like crazy bad because it's so much smoke. I think.
Yeah, but it's straight tobacco, right?
I don't know.
I think I don't. I guess I don't really know what cigarettes are.
Yeah,
But
I've been to hookah bars,
but
before,
But I do know that if I'm going to buy cigarettes, which I don't, but I have, it's going to be American Spirits Light Blue.
Yeah, why do we have Newports?
I don't know.
I guess we asked her to buy cigarettes and she bought Newports.
Apparently, because that's what we were smoking.
I guess
She asked the guy, "I need the lightest non-menthol cigarettes," and this is what he offered.
which might be menthol.
She did say that he didn't know what that was.
Yes, because
So-
he didn't smoke as well. So we'll see if you can go to the moon.
But I will say the last time I smoked cigarettes wasn't that long ago before New Year's.
Okay,
Last time I smoked cigarettes was Friendsgiving,
sure.
the week in before we filmed the Christmas special.
Right before we got super sick.
Damn, you're a fast smoker, dude.
I fucking like those. I hate how much I like them. We will save these for a long time.
They expire. They definitely get stale. They're like cigars. No, they don't. But they get stale once you open them.
Underage
Why
sale
is the Nike symbol on it upside down?
Oh,
It says just don't do it.
that is very
It
much
says,
for the Nike.
Just don't
Yeah.
do it.
What the fuck?
That's what it means. Just don't do it.
Surgeon warnings general: smoking causes lung cancer, heart disease, emphysema, and may complicate pregnancy.
Don't smoke, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep. No, I do not recommend it.
But I do, because it's just I like. This.
It was fun to smoke that, but like it's not more fun than to smoke like a cigarillo
Oh, dude.
or like
Can you
it's
imagine a Black and Mild right now?
yeah, no,
Because that's
way better than that.
I like smoking for a long period of time. Mm-hmm. That's why I like kind of milk them.
No, I want to smoke another one right now, but I will not.
Why not?
Don't. I won't.
You should.
We don't have enough time. Tomorrow's Monday.
But the last time I smoked a cigarette, I was drinking at Friendsgiving, and we were hanging out like kind of in a shed area.
Oh my god!
And
drinking while smoking is so good.
And one of my buddies was like, "Hey, I'm gonna go out for a smoke." He's like the singer of like a punk band.
Yeah.
And I was like, "I gotta pee anyway." So as I was peeing, I was like, "Hey, can I bum a smoke?" And he goes, "Do you smoke?" And I go, "No, but can I have one?" And he goes, "Yeah." And literally, it was like I've never had this experience before, but I was super drunk and it was awesome. So if you're listening, Jake or Kenzie, if you're listening, he did this to me and it was awesome. As I'm peeing, I was peeing next to the side of a truck.
Okay.
So like my body was horizontal with the truck end.
Like, were you peeing on the truck?
Like, okay, so like the truck body was here
here.
And then the truck tail was here.
Yes.
And I was peeing, with my body horizontal with the truck body. So I was peeing
Behind the tail?
behind the tail.
Okay.
So he came up and put a cigarette in my mouth
Okay.
as I was peeing,
While your dick was out?
while my dick was out, while I was peeing, and lit it for me.
Like a reach around?
No, like, he put it in my mouth and then lit it for me.
Was he behind you?
No, he was to the side. Like, he was doing this motion.
So your dick was right there.
Yeah. But it was dark out.
He could have seen it, though, if he
It was
wanted
dark
to.
out. And if he wanted to, he could have.
All right.
I mean, one half of that party has.
That's fair.
We'll say
Half? 2 out of like 20 people.
No, one half of his party. Yeah, but he literally put a cigarette in my mouth and lit it while I was urinating, and I didn't quit the entire. Usually, like, I get nervous and will quit being. I just let it free, dude. And then he asked me, "Have you ever sucked a dick?" That's what
Has he honestly?
he did, dude.
Oh.
I'm not kidding.
What'd you say?
I said, "No."
Has he?
And I don't remember where the conversation went after that, but I was like, "That's a weird question to ask me while my dick's out right now."
And you put something in my mouth.
Yeah, so I didn't know what to experience that, but I finished peeing.
Do you remember if he has sucked a dick? Did you
I
not-
can't remember.
Okay.
I just remember being.
You're
like,
so bad at ashing.
I just remember being like, "Oh, that was a weird question to ask me. Let me finish peeing."
And then answer.
And then he was done with his cigarette too, and I finished peeing. So then he had to wait for me to finish my cigarette to go inside, and then we just kept talking.
About dick sucking?
No, just about music probably.
Okay.
We talk about music a lot every time we're together.
Sure.
Which I'm excited for. I'm going to see him again in a few weeks, I think.
All right, well, ask him if he's ever sucked a dick and get back to us.
You mean a sharp dick?
What do you mean?
Like a boner?
Comes to a point?
No, like
A hard dick?
no, like if you're just like open-minded happiness, and then you just see a boner right in front of your face,
It would be
you just go, ah.
like,
You go, ah.
well, so
You go, I don't.
so
If it was huge, you go, I appreciate that.
well, it'd be like, good for you.
But also at the same point, I go, ah.
So
Oh, I'm in the wrong boat.
as a man who has been sexually attracted to men in the past, right?
Yeah, but not like that.
No, so I have situations where men be men, and it's so disappointing. Where I think I'm like, oh, I'm not actually bi. I like feminine men who act feminine.
I
Like,
always call myself bi-curious.
so I've been considered bi-romantic, which means I'm romantically attracted to everybody, but only sexually attracted
So
to
that's
women.
probably more. That's probably a better title for me then,
Maybe.
because I'm not like curiously.
But you've never really fucked around with men that much.
because I don't want to.
Sure.
So I'm
But you're still attracted to them?
I'm attracted to.
Okay.
Because I can go like, that's a hot man,
Sure.
or that's a nice penis,
Sure.
but I don't want to see it.
So there are
Or
times.
touch it.
So like back to where I've been disappointed by men being men. It was like I was at a college party, and I was very open to men at this time.
Okay.
And then I was talking to a guy outside, and he was super nice, and he was really smart, and he was like scientifically smart, like he was into like microbiology.
I like science, dude.
And like shit, like so. It's
And you were like, dude, you're fucking smart.
no, so he was telling me super interesting shit, and then he like threw an arm around me. I was like, oh, that's what this is.
Yeah, he's just buddy.
No, it wasn't that though. It was very like, it was like brought me like it was very much
He
that
wanted to kiss you.
of what I would do to a girl while I'm trying to impress her, and it was just so
Is that how
disappointing.
you impress people?
If I'm talking to someone about impressing shit, and then I want to move it forward, maybe I'll like throw an arm around. I don't know. I haven't been single in years, but either way,
You got to teach me. I'm about to go back to school.
I don't fucking know.
I'm worried to go back to school because 18-year-olds.
There's women there. Ugh, that is true.
I know.
That sucks going to college at this age, and you're like, oh, 18-year-olds are allowed there.
I know.
Because I remember when
Because
I first went to college, it was awesome that only 18-year-olds were allowed
Yeah.
there. When I was like 18 and 19, where I was like, oh, everyone at this campus, I'm allowed to talk to and flirt to.
I think my first flirty sentence or flirty extra sentence has to be, "You want to go to the bar?"
That's fair.
Just
Do
to
you want to
make-
grab a drink?
Just
Yeah.
to make sure they're 21.
Because, at this age, you can't go below 21.
No, and I don't even want.
No,
like, I don't.
no, that would be exhausting.
I don't. That sounds terrible.
Yeah, to talk to someone who you can't drink. Also, just what? Because also, what? A 20-year-old was born in 2002 now? That's horrific. They don't remember 9/11.
That's like a fucking sister.
True. That too. You do have younger siblings.
Yeah, so it's like,
So,
are you gay?
because that's all of your
Because
siblings.
all my siblings.
Or you just assume everyone.
You have weird tattoos.
All right. So, anyways, back to when I.
Yeah, back to
yeah.
your
So
gay
this guy.
story.
Yeah, back to when I was gayer. Yes.
Like drink came out of my
I
mouth.
figured it would. Yeah. So So no, like I just remember I was talking to this guy. He was cute too, and he was smart. And they like threw an arm around me, and it was like kind of the idea of like, it was my first instant of being like, oh, where I would put him in the friend zone, he's putting me in the fuck zone, and this is what he wants out of talking to me.
Okay.
Where it was kind of my first, where like I have been a douchebag and put girls in the fuck zone while they want me in the friend zone. You know what I mean? Where you're like, oh,
I've definitely been in the friend zone.
But like the idea when you're talking to a girl and you're like, oh, you're cool and all, but also I want to have sex with you. So like kind of like the end of every thought process for you ends in that, and they might not be in there, and that's just bullshit for that. Like it's not fair.
As a dude, it sucks.
Putting the idea that I've put that to people sucks.
That happened to me today.
What, were you in the fuck zone or in the friend zone?
Where I talked to a girl and I wanted to fuck her.
Right.
But like it was just a conversation.
And like I'm so disappointed in myself when I was like that.
I didn't do it on purpose.
Right, no, and you never do.
I started at Hy-Vee before tonight to pick up whiskey sour.
Yes.
And I picked up a whiskey and some sour mix. And I was like, I picked up Jim Beam and then I couldn't find sour mix.
Okay.
So I was wandering around and there was this really cute girl working.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, hey, do you have sour mix? Which should be an easy question.
Yeah.
And she was like, well, all of our mixes were here.
Yeah.
And she was like guiding me around the store. Mm-hmm. And she was like super fucking cute. And like we were like talkative. Mm-hmm. And like she couldn't find it.
Yeah.
And then I ended up finding it myself.
Okay.
Because it was right under the whiskey. It should have been right when it was like literally
where it was,
where it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. All the other mixers were separate.
Okay.
So I don't know why. So I was like, oh, I found it. And I went, oh, thank you. And she's like, oh, well, I didn't really do anything. And I was like, well, like we were like flirty. Yeah. And I was like, you're fucking hot.
And in your mind, you're like, God, I wish this could just lead to us fucking.
Yeah.
And she probably.
And at her, she was like, customer service.
What a nice customer. Yeah.
And I was like, I didn't do it on purpose. It was like a self-conscious thing.
It's just a weird, yeah.
Dudes are fucking weird.
I mean, we're the worst. Yeah. So
but I didn't act on it. So does that make me good?
I don't know if it makes you good or not. I'm not going to give you that. But like the idea of experiencing this for the first time, like where I really like understood it. Like, sure, girls in the past have put me in the fuck zone where I'm more put them in the friend zone.
Oh yeah, I've been in that boat too.
Right, but like this was one of the first like act, because also I feel like a lot of times men are more active on what they want.
Definitely, yeah.
Well, I mean, legally you'll find that like horrible, like all that bullshit. But yeah, where guys are just kind of
more pushy,
kind of the worst. And I have fallen into a lot of those, like where I admit, like I have been the worst in scenarios. Yeah, like sense. I've been a douchebag, whatever the fuck.
I've been a fuck.
I've
been a piece of shit, and I eat sloppy steaks. I'll give you that.
I lived for New Year's, yeah. but this was like just a time where I was like, oh, it's happening to me as a white male. I felt.
How could that happen?
How dare they?
How dare they make me feel how they feel?
Yeah, and I'll admit, I made out with the guy because I didn't know what else to do.
Wait, what? You made out with him?
Yeah, because I was like,
so he put
his arm around me. He was explaining shit, and he just kept pulling me. I was like, God damn it! And then I made out with him because I was like, what else am I supposed to do? I let him on. This is my fault. I felt that thought process. I'm like, and then also thinking
did you make out with him because guilt?
Because I didn't know what else to do.
Because of
just the scenario.
Implication?
Yes, absolutely. Because it was like, oh, I took him outside to talk about him with shit. He did this. I was like, oh, this is my fault.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
No, and also... Also, I understand. My circumstance, not bad at all. I am fine. I was not threatened. I was not anything. Yes. But it was just an idea of like, oh, this happens all the fucking time with men doing it. And also, I have probably done this. I have misread conversations. And then they were like... well, I'm here. Might as well kiss this dude who wants to kiss me. It's just I'm aware that has happened. I just remembered this, and then I found out.
Then you made out with him.
And then I found out this man had a boyfriend.
Oh, Jesus Christ! So, that makes it even worse.
So later that night, I found another man interested in me and kissed him in front of this man to make him feel bad. So I don't even know where I lie in this situation. Either way, I am the villain.
Where did this New Year's Eve special?
This one wasn't New Year's Eve.
No, but this episode was New Year's Eve, and then it took a dramatic turn of.
I will also remember this entire night.
What is going on?
The person who brought both these...
two different men?
Just a second. The person who brought both these men into my life was also a woman who I fucked around with the night before, and she had a boyfriend. And I was jealous that she also invited her boyfriend to this night.
There you go.
So part of this was to get back at her.
By making out with 2 men.
One of which I didn't even want. Both of which I did not even want to kiss.
So how do you feel at the end of the night?
Gross. And disappointed in myself and men in general. I don't know
What kind of party is that?
I started this conversation and I lost track of myself within it.
And I don't lost track of yourself that night too.
Yes, and I don't know how to feel about myself or any of the 4 people involved in that situation.
I love that story.
We're all bad people in that, except for the guy who I kissed to get back at the other guy. He was a saint.
And he was
you
just
poor man.
Yeah, because the rest of the people...
He was a sweetheart.
The rest of the people cheated on.
Yeah,
wait,
you
you didn't do anything wrong. You were just a cuck.
No, because
you were a cuck.
I also kissed a man to make the other man feel bad, and that man was the victim in the whole situation.
Yeah, but you weren't a cheater.
No,
so you were the second best person of the group,
but also the first. Yes, out of the 4 of us, I would say I'm second best.
Jesus Christ, I've never been to that ceremony.
It was a weird.
I've never fucking made out with. I don't think I've ever made out with somebody at a party, let alone 2 people at a party to make one of them jealous.
Let alone 3 people to make 2 of them jealous.
You didn't make out with 3 people at the party.
Her boyfriend arrived late.
You made out with her first?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I was not a good person.
And the truth will set you free.
Except for her, because I think she's married to that man.
Both
now.
men? Oh.
The other 2 men I think are fine. I'm sure they're doing
Both
great.
men probably saw you making all that chick and they go, he's kind of a cute guy. Hopefully,
I'm going to change him.
Hopefully he's bisexual.
Yep. And at that time I was.
And then he went, let's talk about Jurassic Park.
No, it was real science. And I remember the other guy was
Let's talk about Isaac Newton. And it worked.
Apparently, kind of.
Did the apple hit you in the head? Or was it
the Adam's apple?
Or was it his ball sack? Yikes, Aroni.
Oh, is that the Moist Monday podcast?
I miss making out with people.
I'm not going to do it. I have a girlfriend upstairs. She made us dinner tonight.
You just admitted it. I don't want to make out with you. You have a mustache.
Me? Or you? We both have mustaches.
I got a full fucking thing.
You still have a mustache, bud.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Was that the moist mustache?
That's the moist mustache. That's the moist mustache. That's today's episode title.
Mustache.
The moist mustache. The moist mustache.
We smoked our cigarettes. We drank our drinks.
And we told our stories. And now it's 2023. Let's get on with it. Hopefully you guys all have a great freaking year.
Congratulations to making it this far.
Hopefully.
A lot of us didn't think we would.
A lot of us
in this room.
A lot of us are shocked that. Yeah, Drew,
23 is happening.
I almost fucking died last year. If we're being real, dude, I almost popped that shit off. He's laughing. I'm not. I didn't buy a gun. But there's a lot of other ways.
Thought about renting one. Can you imagine if you could rent a gun?
And it never came back. And then you just keep getting bills for it. And that's how they find you. Man, that took a depressing turn.
All right. Moist Monday Podcast 2023.
Yeah,
we're excited for this new year. We're excited to spend it with you. Please keep listening.
Yeah.
Email us at moistmondaypodcast@gmail.com.
Like us on the social media, Instagram, TikTok, Moist Monday Podcast.
YouTube, Moist Monday Podcast.
Make sure you freaking subscribe on YouTube. Make sure you freaking share us. We'd love to grow. Dude, my goal, I'm going to say for the podcast, my goal, I mean, it's probably going to happen probably sooner rather than later, but my
50 subscribers
for the end of the year,
I don't fucking know.
I'm going to say 100.
Oh, shit.
We're at 41 as a record. 100's not that far.
Okay.
Based on the numbers, based on how many, the fact that we have 60 plus episodes, we should be.
We should.
You know what? It's snowballs.
You'd think so.
And then the fact that we're on streaming, but I guess we're not on Apple.
I guess we'll look into it. That's still a part of our goal.
That's my goal for tomorrow, probably.
Yeah. Yeah, you figured that out.
But we appreciate you guys tuning in.
Thank you so much.
Listening to the podcast.
We hope you enjoy what we're doing here for you and for us.
This whole thing is turning into a fucking claustrophobic.
I mean, it's Moist Monday where every week there's a holiday.
And I'm Robert.
I'm Jacob.
And this was Moist Monday. We love you. And I love you.
I love you, man. Hey, bud.
Let's make out.
Dry bones, lazy bones, big bones, dance around in your bones.